where we take the soul out of Dark Souls. Welcome to Wired and Witty. Welcome back to another one of our podcasts on Wired.
Witty.
And everything else.
Yay.
So, yeah. And thank you again for tuning in. And if it's your first time, I'm probably going to do this every podcast. What we do here is we're going to give a shout out of the week to like a YouTuber or something that we appreciate.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go on to talk about some recent news in the entertainment industry and maybe some other things. Primarily usually revolve around the gaming industry in some way or another. And then we'll go on to Why the Fuck rant, which is basically why the fuck of me. But we're actually going to do something. We're going to add something in the middle there. And Witty would like to do a little music review, yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm as you know, I'm not the most connoisseur when it comes to music, but as you are, and so I trust her with all my music needs, as should all of you. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to go with our shout-out. We've been getting comments from this particular YouTuber who's supporting us, and I went and checked out his channel earlier today, and that's Chris Otaco.
Yeah. So
thank you, Chris, for, I don't know if that's just your YouTube name or whatever, but for your support. He definitely does some live streams, and he has a really well done intro. Pretty goofy guy.
Yeah.
He cusses a lot, which is great by me. So I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of your videos just yet, Mr. Otaco, but I will definitely do so. We ask that our viewers do the same. Go check out some of his channels. You know, leave a comment, tell him Wired and Witty sent you, and maybe if you like him, drop a subscribe. He's at, 68 subscribers?
Yeah, 69.
69. He was at 68 earlier, so congrats on the new subscriber there. And again, another small YouTuber like us, but I think he's worth going to and checking out.
I met him on Twitter, and we've talked back and forth in the DMs, and he's got a lot of ideas, and he's as he grows, I think the channel is going to be great. He does a lot of games that you wouldn't expect. He does mostly Xbox 360 games. So if you like that kind of throwback stuff, definitely check him out.
Well, Xbox 360 not that old, but I get it. That's cool. And it looks like he's probably going to start playing, maybe even streaming some Dark Souls gameplay, which I'm totally looking forward to. He's been kind of supporting our Dark Souls playthrough. And
is you sure you're not confusing him with Wazer?
No. He's made a taco emoji on one of whatever that means on one of our Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh wait. You know what? Our Wazer Games is going to start streaming it. I'm so sorry.
But hey, if he gets Dark Souls, more merrier.
Yeah, or not. But either way, like he's pretty fucking entertaining. I watched like his Mortal Kombat video, and he was like cussing at it, and it was great. But thank you for your support, Chris Otaco, and we wish you the best of luck, sir, and in your YouTube endeavors, and good luck.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you again. Keep supporting us. We would appreciate that. But anyway, so moving on to some of the news. You want to do the news first? Yeah.
Sure. So a couple of things. Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy comes out.
Woo-woo!
And when this is airing, yesterday. So. It looks really good.
It does. Telltale's come a long way.
It looks so good, and I think it's going to be. I mean, I am a huge fan of the Borderlands series that they did, and I think this is going to be probably better.
Oh, you know me, I love The Walking Dead. Still haven't had a chance to play the Batman one, or even the new Walking Dead one that just came out recently. But Telltale's amazing, and I saw that too. I was like, Guardians of the Galaxy, I can't wait for the movie too. It's gonna be great. Perfect timing for it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
So good job, Telltale, man. Fucking capitalizing on all that. Good,
it's
good on you.
Yeah, and then going into the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it's already got great reviews, and you're gonna have 5 post-credit scenes.
What?
5, yeah. So
good lord.
Yeah. So I'm expecting some big announcements. I don't know if they're all going to tie in together, or if they're going to be for different parts of the franchise that are being announced, or different previews. But I'm super excited. I think they've done such a good job, and I know that they're saying 3 and that's it.
Yeah, I heard that same thing.
Yeah. But I will be happy, even if it ends at 3. Or even if they do more.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if they keep like the Marvel thing going on for a while, I know Mr. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, ends up joining the Guardians for a little short bit.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait for that.
if they do follow that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know, look forward to Chris Pratt and Downey Jr. working together, hopefully. So, definitely a lot of cool stuff coming the way with Marvel.
Yeah.
Post-credit scenes, it's crazy.
That's another thing. Oh yeah, and the Marvel's what's it called?
Cloak and Dagger.
No, well, Cloak and Dagger's coming.
Right.
Captain Marvel is gonna be directed by a woman.
Yay!
Yeah, and this is their I think it's their first female director that they've had.
And what is what's her name and what has she directed so far?
Anna Boden.
Okay.
I hope I'm saying that right. Ooh.
I'll say Boden just in
Boden?
case.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case. One of us got it right, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, she did, and she co-directed something with another director. It's for a film called It's Kind of a Funny Story, and then an Oscar-nominated film called Half Nelson, I think. But it's I think it's going to be good. There's not much that has come out for the Captain Marvel movie, except for Brie Larson, which I'm fine with. So I can't wait for that.
But no, congrats for Anne there, right? And
Yeah.
I know it's super fucking stressful from like all the interviews I've watched of these directors who have to direct like these Marvel flicks. Granted, yeah, they have fun, but it's a huge amount of pressure. And I hopefully she can handle that. I'm definitely stoked to see Captain Marvel and how well she directs it. It could be worse than Zack Snyder could be fucking directing.
Oh God,
it
I don't.
But that's awesome that
DC
she's
owns
directing
him
it.
now.
Good, they can have him.
Yeah, you can keep him.
Keep
You
him.
can keep
Fuck
him.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah. And,
So cool.
The Kingsman sequel trailer came out.
Oh shit, I haven't seen that yet.
It's like 15 seconds. It like pretty much just like makes fun of like all teaser trailers that have gone up, and it's like super fast, like just like quick shots. But it looks good, and it's actually ends up being a really good trailer. So, I can't wait for that. I mean, It's called The Golden Circle. I really enjoyed the first film. I thought
the first one was awesome.
Was gonna suck. When I saw it, I was like, I'll see it, but it's probably gonna be campy.
Oh, it can't be that bad with Samuel in it.
Well, yeah, well.
Well, yeah, sure, snakes on a plane, but I mean,
Yeah.
I like to think Samuel L. Jackson's come a ways since then.
And his character was weird. He was like
he had like the lisp and everything.
Yeah, like he was like a black Tim Cook. Like it was weird. Like, but. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I can't wait for that.
Well, real quick, speaking of Samuel Jackson, if somebody knows Samuel Jackson, can like hook me up with something, like let me know, because Sasha made me this awesome little custom mat with like the Ezekiel 25:17 from Pulp Fiction, and it turned out great. And there's like a perfect amount of room at the bottom for a signature, and that's my new goal is to get him to sign it.
It's for your Yu-Gi-Oh mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a placemat or like a.
It's awesome though. You did such a good job with it. So.
Thank you.
And then one of the things that really caught my eye and got me super excited was the Super Nintendo fucking classic. Looks like it's gonna be hitting us in towards Christmas this year. Nothing solid's been announced other than Christmas, and I think $60 is what it was going on for.
Yeah.
Which is great, because I would. The thing is to give you guys some backstory about like my childhood, whatever. As I grew up around a Sega, which is great. I love my Sega. But I did love Super Nintendo, but I wasn't around it enough to get bored of it. We'd occasionally rent it on weekends. I had a few friends with Super Nintendos. We'd go over there and play. And so what I've done is I've concocted a top 10 list of games that I personally would like to see, and I think a lot of fans would be happy with as well. Now, before I give my top 10 list out, this is leaving out some of the more obvious classics that should be introduced, and if aren't, is kind of dumb if they're not, like Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Link to the Past. All those games, I think, without being said, are going to be on that console, and if they're not, that's really, really fucking weird. My list is more going off of games that potentially won't show up on it, but I think should for one reason or another. If anything, to give it at least some variety, as well as just some awesome fucking library and blast from the past sort of shit. So. Before I also get into my top 10 list, I do have an honorable mention. I didn't make this list because, one, I kind of suck at the games, but I do appreciate them and love playing them and getting mad at them, is the Mega Man X series. I think should be included in them. Like, I'm terrible at Mega Man games. But the X series should make it on there, hopefully, if Capcom's okay with it, because I still think they hold on to that. But, so my number 10... It's kind of a goofy one, but is Mario Paint.
Mario Paint was awesome.
Mario Paint was fun, and it had like other little stupid modes in there, and I think it would be a great little freaking blast to the past thing. Mm-hmm. Number 9, again, it may not happen because there's kind of some trademark going on in there with like Disney, but the Aladdin game.
Oh yeah,
I'd even accept Lion King in that
Lion
place.
King was awesome. Yes.
Yeah, those two games were great, but either or, if we can get both, that'd be great. But I put Aladdin. I like that one just a little bit more than Lion King, but either game I'd be fucking fine with. 8 is like one of my favorite RPG series. As far as like, I've only played the third and fourth one in the franchise, and that's the Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire 1 and 2, or 1 or 2 if we could get, would be great. That'd be an awesome RPG for it. Any of the Final Fantasy games would be my number 7. I know that the numbers got skewed with the SNES variation, but the only one I really don't care for in the SNES lineup that some of you may disagree with is Mystic Quest. I wasn't too impressed with that one. But even if that one showed up, that'd be fine. But any of the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy games would be great. Number 6 may surprise some people, but I think the original Doom should be on there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it was actually a Super Nintendo game back in the day, and I think that would be an awesome thing to include in your console if you can. Number 5, I didn't hear a lot of people mentioning this one, and I think would be a great addition, would be the Donkey Kong Country series. There was several of those games, and I think they were great side-scrollers for what they are, little platformers. My number 4 is Castlevania 4 or Dracula X, or even both. There was a Castlevania game. There was actually a couple on the NES Classic. If we can keep that theme going, I think that'd be fantastic. Especially, I think Castlevania 4 is like next to Symphony of the Night the best Castlevania game.
Good,
it is.
So
and
good.
Right next to that, I'd say Castlevania 4 is the best one they've ever made. And if they can include that on the SNES Classic, that'd be great. My number 3, again, I haven't heard a lot of talks of this one, and that is Star Fox.
Oh.
The original SNES Star Fox, I think, would be fantastic to play on that. Number 2, I may be putting this one higher up on my list, but it's kind of a soft spot for me. It's Harvest Moon.
No, it's a classic, though.
I love Harvest Moon, especially like the older ones are fantastic. Managing a little farm and all that. Harvest Moon would be awesome for that. And number 1, I know this one's on just about everybody's wish list because it's one of the best games out there for the Super Nintendo, is Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, such a good game.
Yeah, a little time-traveling RPG there. Fun fact, I've actually never beaten Chrono Trigger.
Really?
I've played it. I've played it and decently far into it. But I think the last time I attempted was playing it through an emulator. Something happened with my save file, and I just did not want to start it over. So this would be a good opportunity for me to go through it. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I just remembered one other one too. Obviously, is Earthbound. I think Earthbound would make it too. I think
probably.
It would. I just can I can just see the comments. Like, you didn't mention Earthbound. I'm like, oh shit, oops, yeah, Earthbound. Sorry. So that's kind of my top 10 list. Like some really good games, I think would fit fantastic there. And I'm not gonna make the mistake this time around, especially once it gets closer to Christmas and I see like the list of games it actually has. I'm most likely right now. I'm like 95% sure I'm gonna like pre-order one and have it like set aside where I'm guaranteed.
Yeah, and you need to do it soon as possible.
Yeah. Once I'm able to, I'll definitely will. So that the Super Nintendo Classic got me like hard.
I guess it's got everyone hard. Like, it's gonna end up.
It was
being
so disappointing to hear like the NES getting canceled, and but then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do the Super Nintendo." Everyone's like, "Oh,
never mind,
yeah, fuck Nintendo, fuck the NES." You know, what'd be awesome is if they keep this trend going too. I just thought to myself like then they're gonna do like the next year where they're gonna do like an N64 freaking. Oh
my
god!
I would buy that.
That'd be amazing.
I would buy that. I would buy that, and I would buy Pokemon Stadium. Oh my fucking god!
And then after that, do a GameCube one. There was there was a lot of GameCube games I didn't get a chance to experience. Like one of the ones my friend or my brothers actually talk about all the time is Eternal Darkness, where the
Oh,
game
Eternal Darkness is good.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
nothing but great things where the game starts fucking with you.
Yeah.
So I hope Nintendo keeps this whole like classic revival trend going. I fucking love it, and I will get your guys Switch soon.
Yeah, soon. We're gonna get it soon. I got a chance to test it out when I went to the baby shower, and when all the adult males gathered together while the girls like fawn over the pregnant one. We were like sitting there playing it.
Breath of the Wild, so good, so sweet.
Oh yeah, it's a cute name. Yeah, sorry, whatever. Oh my god, this is so expansive. We were playing Breath of the Wild. It was. Oh, God, like.
It's gorgeous.
It's so good. Like it's so good, and and he has this golf game. Best golf game I've ever played. It's
nice.
They did a good job, even with all the problems that we've talked about. We still maintain that it's a good system.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking forward to owning mine one day, very soon, hopefully. But what other news things caught your eye? That was like the biggest one for me. It was like, oh my god.
Let's see what else. Star Wars Battlefront. The trailer came out.
Oh yeah, I saw
so you
that.
get to play as the bad guy.
Yeah,
and,
they're actually gonna, well, the campaign's gonna be you're the bad guy, right?
What? Oh yeah. Like I can't wait.
There's an actual campaign in it, which is good. They've
Finally.
learned from that.
Finally.
My thing is, like it's still EA making it, which I
know.
have like very high little, not high regards in the slightest. Now, I love, what is his name, Peter Moore. I know he recently retired, which sucks, but I love him to death. But fuck me, they always like just cater to the multiplayer market, which is fine and great. It's super huge and popular, but I bet you it's gonna be a short ass fucking lived campaign.
See, that's what my fear was, but I was talking to a couple of people who are leaning towards, like, they're saying I think it's gonna be something full fledged, like it's going to be like a good, like, huge story mode that you have to go through.
They say that now, but then come crunch time when they're supposed to launch the game, they'll be like, yeah, we cut like 75% of the game out.
For more multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I don't trust them because they have like hard stops when it comes to like their crunch times and their completion dates.
Yeah.
So to give them the time needed to make it a full fleshed out game, I'm not gonna buy that just yet until I see it.
That's
I'm
true.
sorry.
No,
I've just been burned so much by EA.
Yeah, we've been burned so many times. I know.
Well,
but yeah, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and then when they let me down, I'll rant about it. But
because my thoughts are, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love some of the sports games. I really do. Like, especially me, I'm a big football fan, so I love Madden. But I get like a new Madden like once every maybe 3 years most of the time because there's nothing really changes from year to year, or very little.
Like the one that you have now versus the one that came out right after that, no change.
No, exactly. And I have very little respect that you're going to release basically the same game every year and do $60 when it basically could be an update for the roster is all you're really doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And some like improvements to some of the gameplay modes.
I mean, could you at least work on the commentary? Could you add more commentary rather than us hearing the same thing over and over again? But I also came across something really weird. Facebook's working on something to let you hear with your skin.
The fuck does that mean? Like, is this something for like deaf people or something?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So in a way, it could help deaf people communicate. But it says that it envisions it as a way to advance communications for people who can already hear, allowing for such things as conversation to be automatically translated into another language. I.e., this is probably going to be used for sex in 5 months' time after. So that's what I think. That's what I took away from it. But The Verge has a really good article on it. You guys should go check it out. It's way too complicated for me to explain without sounding like a doofus. So just go read the article. And it's like me trying to explain Elon Musk's theory that we're all in a simulation. Like, and I know, like, have you ever heard that theory that we're all in a simulation?
We're all in a simulation? No, but I heard something where the reason why he's doing all the space program is because he wants to colonize. He wants to be the first to colonize Mars.
Well, everyone, yeah, he wants to beat that crazy guy from Virgin. The guy with the big teeth. Can't remember his name. But yeah, it's his. If you ever sit, like, you need to sit down and watch him, like, explain why he thinks we're in a simulation. And it will, 1, blow your mind, and 2, make you very depressed. Because it's like, anyway, I'm not gonna get into it because it's gonna open this whole existential thing, and we're all gonna get depressed.
I don't think we're in a simulation, but it's a nice thought, I guess. No, this isn't the Matrix, unfortunately. Everything's real.
Dude, he makes some very good points. I don't know if it's because his suit is so nice, and he's talking so calmly, but he makes some very good points.
Yeah, no, I can still, I don't buy that kind of bullshit, but that's okay. I'll have to sit down and watch it at some point. Now, granted, this isn't like the newest news. This is like kind of going way off in left field a little bit too. But wow, I took a look at the Dodge Demon this week.
Dodge Demon.
The Dodge Demon. It's a new car.
Oh God.
840 fucking horsepower. Woo!
Oh, okay.
Man, because my brother had a Hellcat for a while, which was 707 horsepower.
Oh, God.
And we couldn't get it over 200 miles per hour, but we got really close. The guy was flying down this road going 198 miles per hour, and I felt it. It was pretty amazing. And this new car, I mean, granted, I'm never going to be able to afford it, but looks great. Like
it does.
Really good.
Again, probably going to be one of those things where it's like a Hellcat, hard to buy, and when you get one, you better keep hold on to it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like when you'll see those stories where, people crash them, and
of course,
just like with the Hellcats, and people get mad in the comments. Like,
I didn't know this, but apparently a Hellcat can go through, like, if you're really, really dogging it, through an entire gas tank in like 30 minutes.
Oh, I could see that.
Like, holy shit.
I could see that.
Holy shit.
It's a huge car.
Yeah, it's a fucking giant motor.
My God.
Yeah, you're not getting it for a fuel economy, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. No.
What is that, 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
But
that's
there's
amazing.
a catch.
But there's a catch.
That's what the article says, but there's a catch.
What, do you have to have launch control on or some shit? Or what's the catch?
I don't know. Because it just says, technically, the Demon can and has done better. Okay. Well, can run in stock form, of course, with the optional direct connection powertrain controller. No passenger seat or rear seat, which themselves are options, and running 100 octane racing fuel.
Okay, so you have to be under certain conditions, and things like that, which is surprising because, like, you wouldn't think about it, but it's actually totally true. Because I was watching one of those like car shows at one point, and they were testing out one of the Porsches, and they were like, it doesn't feel quite right. And sure enough, they like called Porsche, and they're like, how hot is it outside? They're like, yeah, it's middle of the day. It's like 88 degrees. They're like, that's why. It needs to be like 70, so you need to take it somewhere cooler. So they went like at night to this one area, and it responded way differently.
Oh, really?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Weird.
Isn't that? Plus, at certain altitudes, because the air is thinner, like fuel doesn't siphon the same.
That's so
that will
weird.
also have a different impact.
I'm happy that my car just starts when I get up in the morning.
It's kind of interesting when you get to the science of things and stuff like that. But the Dodge Demon looks sexy.
Yeah.
And what's your music review? Or did you have any other big articles? It wasn't like a
it wasn't a crazy week, really. Actually,
I mean, the actual real news stories. There were a couple fucked up things that.
Oh yeah, but we're not gonna talk about it. You probably already been bombarded with that shit already.
Yeah, fuck all that. We're here to have some fun, guys. Get your mind off that shit. Yeah. But that, if anything, took a little bit of wind out of my sails. But,
yeah.
But okay, so you've been listening to a new album this week.
Yeah. So I thought I would do. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Either probably Witty beats or something. But it's not like I listen to a lot of rap. I do. I will admit that. And a lot of you probably don't listen to rap. That's fine. Just do a beat. But if you do, then you might appreciate this one. And I'll do other ones other than rap. But this came out this week, and I've been fucking on my way to work, fuck yeah. This was Kendrick Lamar's "Damn." And I know you probably
no clue.
Yeah. Which is fine because I don't. It's he released an album, but the album before this is what's called "To Pimp a Butterfly," and that album was revolutionary. And I don't care who you are, Taylor Swift should not have won over that fucking album because I'm a huge I was a huge Taylor Swift fan. Now I think she's a snack, but
I will say this though. I mean, I'm a cretin when it comes to like the music industry. I'm not the most familiar, but I will say I think the reason why Taylor Swift wins a lot of those awards is because her songs are very viral and kitschy and
Yeah.
like shake it off. You know,
Yeah,
shit
and
like
it doesn't
that.
make you think.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
just
it doesn't make you like
and all of a
makes
sudden
think
before you
probably
know
about
it,
your
it's just
boyfriend,
it's one of those songs that just go in your head and stay up there.
yeah. She makes a home up there, and then like every once in a while, and when it's inappropriate, she'd be like, "Hey, remember, like, get out of my phone." I want to hear your love song about you and Harry Styles again. But To Pimp a Butterfly, for me, I listened to that almost every day for like a straight up 2 months. Shut up, dog. My dog's going crazy. Sorry.
Yeah.
And what that album had was, it was very infused with jazz, funk and soul, and it was such a cool album. This album is completely different. Damn is visceral and it's hard hitting, and it's so different from what's been put out this year. And if you want to make a comparison, I guess you can Childish Gambino's new one. I guess, but this is like the soundtrack, like the tracks are called like Blood, DNA, Yeah, Element, Feel, Loyalty, Pride, and Humble and Lust, and they're all in like big cap letters, and it like hits you hard, and it makes you like fuck yeah, dude, like, oh, raise my fist, I'm gonna fuck the authority, like fuck my job, fuck you. Tell me what to fucking do. But obviously we can't play it because we'll get sued. But
if you're hankering for some tasty rap, there you go.
If you're hankering to get mad and want to do something about it, and then go to work and then realize that your life is just contained in that box, and just go sit at your desk and calm the fuck down. Then listen to that. Listen to that album, because it's really good.
Cool, awesome. So we're gonna get into why the fuck, and I'm gonna do a double feature, and I don't know if Sasha's gonna even agree with either of these points, but and it kind of goes along with your music thing, and I'm gonna sound like such an old fart. I'm not trying to. I'm really not trying to. 'Cause I don't care if you blare your music while you're driving your car and shit like that, but why the fuck are you sitting in a crowded break room blaring your music on your phone?
I hate that.
On your phone!
Headphones
sounds
are made
like
for a
shit!
reason. Headphones are made for a reason.
Right, buy some. Even
Like,
if it's a $10 pair of skull candies, I don't give a fuck. Just fucking put some earbuds in, man.
I don't expect everyone to want to listen to the shit I listen
No,
to.
not at all. I don't care if I like the shit I'm listening to. You're listening to. Fuck you. Why are you enforcing like people's music onto you? Again, if you're in your car, windows down, blaring, stuck in traffic, that's
dude,
fine.
rock out.
I'm not. That's you. You're in your little space.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting there in a fucking room or just blaring, it's just, especially when it's at work, it's so immature. It's I don't even care if it's distracting. It's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if there's any explicits in it, it's like,
please, like,
really,
yeah,
I mean, some people, like, I don't give a fuck if there's a F you, F this, that's fine. But that's, again, if you're in a work environment, that's going to potentially get you in trouble. It's just not worth it. And it's usually the younger kids that do it. And again, it's like, don't you have like Beats headphones or something?
Something to put on?
Something to just shove in there and turn it on.
Isn't music's like, and especially if you're in the break room, isn't that your time to get away from everything? Yeah. Wouldn't you want headphones so you can just isolate yourself from the hell that you're in? Like,
I think it's like people like kind of trying to show off something.
Must be. I mean,
sometimes they're in like a small group of people that's kind of jamming out to the same thing. But even then, guys,
take it outside.
Yeah, and I don't know. Just put some fucking headphones in. That's all I gotta ask. So, that's my first why the fuck. Why the fuck is the music blaring out of your goddamn phone? Again, I'm not trying to sound like an old fart, but I'm sure I do. My second why the fuck, and this one I gotta walk on eggshells a little bit.
Oh, God.
Just a little bit. Alright? But why the fuck do people feel the need or urge at certain points to talk street when they shouldn't? To talk like they're from the streets. Okay, let me explain you this. one of the boss ladies at work, fucking whiter than the Appalachian Mountains. I'm sorry, like, I'm just throwing that out there. Has Disney princesses painted all over her fucking cubicle and all that shit. But as soon as somebody comes up that has like a little twang or a little slang, she feels that she needs to put on this whole facade of like talking like she was like born and raised straight out of Compton.
What?
I shit you not, I've witnessed this several times and time again. It's regarding this one individual, but I see it also in other people sometimes too. Like you like I, Mr. Freaking average white guy, will go up to somebody and have a conversation, but then my buddy Breland, who talks really smooth like this, you know Utah State Jazz. Same guy will go up to the other person, and their demeanor as well as their inflections change completely in their voice.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
To the point where it's just like, ugh,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? You just talk normal. That's all you do.
I totally know. I discovered this syndrome. I have a phrase for it. I have a name for it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's called the Carson Daly syndrome.
The Carson Daly.
If you remember Carson Daly,
I fucking hate that motherfucker.
On TRL, whenever a rapper would come on, they don't even have to be black. They could be Eminem. Whenever like a rapper would come,
a cool person.
Yeah, a cool person would come who had that inflection in their voice. He would then go from, hey, this is Carson Daly, to, yeah, man, I know what you're talking about, man. Like he would go into
exactly
that. Like, that is so annoying.
It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. 'Cause I have no problems talking to anybody of any ethnicity talking the way I am. And a lot of people, like, it's funny when they use like slang around me, but I don't return it. Like, but I still like acknowledge it. Yeah. It's not me, and at the same time, they almost like respect me more for it. It's like, yeah. Especially like Breland and I are getting along totally fine. And if you saw this guy, I mean, you know who Breland is. Yeah. He's like next to like Antoine Rodriguez. You remember him too? Like, I know you guys aren't like, but we're super tatted out. If you saw them out in public, you'd be like, oh wow. But really nice fucking guys.
Yeah, really upstanding. His
fucking super nice. But
super dad too.
Oh yeah, he's an awesome dad. Yeah. Oh yeah, super great guys. But like the way they handle themselves and appear, they look hard. You know, they're ready to like. You don't want to fuck with those guys. But I talk to them like normal fucking people, and they're totally cool with me and me being around them. But I just hate, especially when it's operations boss too, that feels they need to throw a little like cool swagger inflection in their fucking voice, and even all of us are just like fucking face palming as soon as she's just like, you know what I'm talking about, girl.
God.
Like, no, you don't need to do that. Stay.
You don't even have to be like, even if you're,
it's embarrassing.
Even if you're ethnic and that is not your demeanor, because I have done that before. Like when I like get around, like all my ethnic or African American friends, which I am ethnic too, but
yeah, you're a lot.
Yeah, but I don't have that specific thing in my dialect, but sometimes when I get around them, I have to check myself because I don't actually talk like that.
The only time that I will say, and even then, it doesn't even like. I just use words I normally wouldn't whenever I'm talking like my buddy Pete about football, and he'll be saying shit like, "Oh yeah, this team's going hard" and shit like that. I'll start using some words that I usually wouldn't, like, oh, like that player's whack or some shit. But it's not like on purpose. I'm not trying to sound cooler or anything like that, but my tone doesn't change that much. Or did you see that hit? Damn,
Oh, yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do. Your brother does it. Damn.
So, but I hate it just whenever fucking people completely change because they're around a hippity hoppity cool person, and it's like,
be yourself.
Be yourself. Like,
that's the lesson of this.
And if that is yourself, why don't you talk like that all the time instead of just when you're around these cool people and then whatever. I don't know how else to word it, but let us know what you guys think and why the fuck next. Yeah, dude, come back and join us.
Yeah.
Woo! Later.